Greetings, traders, and thank you for joining with me today on this wonderful Wednesday. And today is, amazingly, the year's flying by fast. It's October the 11th. So thanks again very much for joining with me. I've got a lot to share with you today. There's all kinds of new stuff happening here at Boomerang Day Trader and Day Traders Action. So I'm going to get right into it and share a lot of this stuff with you. And all these things I'm going to show you today are designed to help you become a professional career trader. Before we get started, please read the risk disclosure statement that I've posted here and understand that futures trading is for people who have extra money, what's known as risk capital, that they can spend and lose in trading without suffering any financial setbacks other than just the loss to the risk capital. It's not money that you should use that's needed for important daily and monthly expenses for yourself. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. So with that in mind, also because I'm going to give you some performance results today about certain things with the markets and Boomerang and my trading room and everything, past performance is not indicative of future results. So with that in mind, again, I got lots to show you today. I can't even believe it. I started to prepare for the webinar today, and I said, okay, let's see what we're going to talk about today. And I said, well, I've got this, and I want to talk about this, and I want to show. All of a sudden, I was kind of overwhelmed because we've got a lot of new things happening at Boomerang Day Trader and Day Traders Action. So let me start out by letting you know what we're going to talk about today, and then I'll just break it down. We're going to talk first of all about Boomerang Day Trader and some of the important enhancements that I've developed fairly recently, which are part of the Boomerang roadmap, that are going to do two things that are very vital to trading with Boomerang. Number one, they're going to give you additional really excellent workable tools. I use them every day in my day traders action room, and with incredible results. So we're trading them live every day, and you will be able to apply these tools also to Boomerang, increase your confidence and your ability to make successful winning trades, and most importantly, on one of the elements I'm going to show you today, which is called the Boomerang filter, how to cut your stops tighter. Don't we all want that? Yes, we do. Now, in our mini NASDAQ trades, we use an automatic, and I call these airbag stops, because it's just like in your car. You have many cars past a certain year have airbags installed in them. The airbag is designed because when that pops out of there, if you get in a really serious accident, that pops out of there, it's designed to save your life by preventing having your head go through the window, or just cushioning you in case you get too difficult of a blow. And it's designed to prevent you from dying, is basically what it is. But when that airbag hits you, a lot of reports of people getting smashed by the airbag, and maybe they have to go to the chiropractor for a couple days or something. I mean, it can be a very strong impact, but at least it prevents your head from going through the window. So we call these airbag stops on the mini NASDAQ that we trade. When we trade Boomerang, we're looking for a 3-point scalp on, this is a crude oil chart, but I'll just show you, like on a typical Boomerang chart setup like this, we're looking for a 3-point entry, just a small scalp trade. We're just scalpers. Boomerang is designed as a professional scalping system, and if you want more points, then what you can do is learn how to trade with Boomerang and add more contracts. That's the easy solution to getting yourself up to a higher level paid career. Trying to catch the big move is frankly more or less a fool's game. You might catch them once in a while, but they're very, very hard to catch, because no one knows that when the market opens up and it's trading right in here and hovering in here, who knows for how long, that it's going to end up down here. No one knows when they're reversing this trade and they're getting long in this area that they're going to end up way up here. No one really knows that. You can have theories and ideas and methods, which we also deploy on certain occasions with certain chart setups in our Day Traders Action room, but we don't look for the big move every day. In our trading room, actually, I talk about this every day, and it's our creed there, and it's called, "We don't let the markets use us, we use the markets to carve out a paycheck." through our professional scalping methods. And again, let me repeat that. We use the market to carve out a daily paycheck for ourselves so we can stay at home and work at home and see the kids off to school, or pet the dog when we feel like it, or help our wife with some stuff around the house, or just be there to at home, which is quite pleasant, not have to drive to work and go off in the freeway, or take the long trip to the office, or have to go in to tolerate the office politics and just the stuff that we're all familiar with. I know because I worked in the corporate world for 20 years before I became a trader, and I love it and sometimes even miss it. I used to wear a suit and tie every day. I sometimes kind of miss it, but then I remember very quickly how pleasant it is to work at home. But the purpose of scalping is just for that, to become a professional day trader and scalper. You're looking for small, what I call the easy money, the fast and easy money. That's what we're actually going for. And by searching after that, and here's the key, having a winning, proven, time tested, researched, and proved system, you can accomplish that. So we're going to talk about that later today, and I'm going to show you how to tighten up the stops using the Boomerang filter and getting into trades that have more signs of being on the right side of the market by watching and tracking the Boomerang price pressure bands. We use them every day in the room. They're absolutely stunning. They'll pay for themselves in one or two trades, and you'll own them for life, and it's totally worth it. So just something to keep in mind. Now, I assume you can hear me okay, and if you don't mind, for those of you in the room, just a quick type a Y or a yes in the Q&A platform if you can hear me okay. I just want to double check that, because although I'm seeing all the lights blinking and everything, I just want to know. So if you could type that. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Mike, Pete, great to see you. Dan, thank you. Susan, always a pleasure. Monica, thanks for joining with us. Ted, thank you all so much. Larry, great to see you. Thanks again. That's most free. I just want to double check. I see all the right lights blinking, but I forgot to do that check earlier. So with that in mind, we will get into that in a second. Another thing I want to show you is some things about our day trading room. But before I get to that, and Boomerang, I got two things to show you on Boomerang, which is the new enhanced method where we use the Cobra combined with the filter and the price pressure bands. I'm going to show you that all combined in one method. We get extraordinary results with that, because many of you have also purchased my new Volmo indicator, volume momentum indicator. I'm going to tie that in with some of these studies that we do so you can see how that works in correlation as an additional amazing tool to getting in and staying on the right side of the market. Because when we're scalping, we want to deploy all the professional Boomerang tools, and there's only a few, but boy, they are deadly accurate. And I'm proud to say that we are celebrating our 75th winning day in a row on the Day Traders Action Live Trading Room. This is our other site besides the Boomerang site. It's called the daytradersaction.com. This is my room here, and this is what we basically our credo that we tell people. What if you could work in the morning for 2 to 3 hours, have the rest of the day off, and a 3-day weekend every week, and make up to 300 to $1,000 a day? We're trying to appeal to smaller, more inexperienced traders to try to bring them into the markets and help them achieve these goals. The 3-day weekend's not a problem because our room's only open Monday through Thursday, and that's all you need. Fridays are a very tricky day. Many traders I've known over the last 30 years have reported giving back all their gains from the week on a Friday because it's just an oddball day where they're settling markets out and stuff like that. So we just go in Monday through Thursday, and we usually can carve out. I've reduced my monthly roommate. This is who does this. I've reduced my monthly roommate by 40% down to just $149 a month in order to encourage beginners to join our room. Earn while you learn. You can start out for just $39 and really understand the room and see the proof of how well it works, and then start targeting making 300 to $1,000 a day. The room's $149 a month, so you're talking about making anywhere from 2 to 5 times the monthly cost of the room every single day. and our 75th winning day in a row. Today, celebrating that is a good sign of things to come. Another 75 winning days, ideally. We did have one small loss, and it was on that horrible day of the Las Vegas shooting, and there's much more to come out on that. That was not what it seemed, by the way. You'll see more, but anyway, it's not the place for it right now, but I just want to let you know. I've told people that 2 weeks ago in our live trading room, and stuff's starting to leak out now, so get ready for some more surprises by you know who. Anyway, keep in mind that this room is available for boomerang traders to come in and polish up on your trades, and mini NASDAQ traders can follow my proprietary mini NASDAQ trades, correlate them with boomerang. Whatever helps you to become successful, that's all we care about. Now, what's really exciting is that in the room, I have been tracking and trading, not every trade, because the crude oil trades are virtually automatic. It's the same routine every day with the crude oil, and I'm going to show you that today. And we have had, I would say, 80 to 90% winners day after day after day. I could grab my sheets here now and go over a bunch of them, but it's a little bit redundant. I'll just show you on the charts here today. If you follow this method at home, or if you want to join our room, get some polish up on some training, you're welcome to do that. We track and in most cases trade 1 to 2 of the setups each day live if I'm not too busy with NASDAQ and my proprietary method there. But you can do that. Now, just a quick note on that. The reason I don't use the exact boomerang method in the Day Traders Action Live room is because I'm trying to get us out, like I stated on the page there, within an hour to 2 hours is about average. Sometimes we have to go a little bit longer, rarely past 3 hours. But to do that, there might be an hour or 45 minutes between a genuine boomerang setup, you see? So it's pretty hard to do that if I'm sitting there waiting, and we never know how long it'll be, but to sit and wait for that isn't really what I want to do. I want to get us in and out of the room using our professional scalping methods. So, lots of changes in the room, lots of exciting stuff. We're having just a tremendous, and if you would like to join, just feel free to go over to daytradersaction.com, trade live with Mohan, and you can sign up right here. Just scroll on down, and you got to click subscribe here. There's one, I think, at the bottom here as well. There's videos and all the information you'd want to know about the room. But just sign up. It's very low cost to start for 39 bucks. You got 2 weeks. Come on in and you'll see us make winning trades every single day. 80 to 90% winners on most days. So, of course, we can't guarantee that or absolutely assure that we're going to have another 75 winning days in a row, but it's very rare. I have never, ever heard of, in my 30 years in the industry, any trading room, any trader, or any CTA or anything ever having 75 winning days in a row, but we can absolutely state that as a fact for the Day Traders Action Live room. So we're officially the lowest cost trading room in the industry and the best returns, trading 2 different contracts, and my recommended stocks and ETFs, I've got 95% winners on the stocks and ETFs that I've recommended live in the room. So that's a great place where you can take your profits from trading with our services and even give you some really nice stocks with relatively conservative dividend type stocks to hold and make tremendous returns on. We've had some unbelievable returns. Anywhere, the highest return was 250% in a 2-week period. It was just kind of a fluke. It's a story in itself. I won't tell you right now, but we also have regular 20, 30, 40% gains often within a month or two. And we have long-term holds that we've been holding. We've been holding the emerging markets for quite a while, and now we let those go fairly recently with 60 to 70% gains. I know there's still a little more to run, but now they're getting really frothy up there, so that was a good call. A lot of stuff like that. There's many examples. Anyway, so for today, what I'm going to go over now on Boomerang, and by the way, I just wrapping up talk about the room a little bit there. I got this wonderful comment today in the email, and I just want to show you that we're not big on endorsements. We appreciate them so much, but I get them every day. But I just really, this one kind of touched my heart because I love hearing this. This is why I do this every day. It's what gets me out of bed to nice and early to research and go in the room and work so hard. And JM's, his initial, says, thanks for doing a great job running your trading room. I've enjoyed it very much. Look forward to it every day. My main reason for writing is to let you know how you've made a great impact on myself and my family and giving us the ability to have some financial security. That just, like I said, that's one that gets me out of bed when that alarm goes off at 5 o'clock. Most appreciated, Mr. JM. I know you joke about taking the kids out for pizza, enjoying life, but that is what has happened lately because of your hard work and sharing with us all that you do in your room. That's absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to go out and have a pizza with my wife tonight just to celebrate this nice email I got today. But that's why we do all this. I don't need to run a trading room. It's a lot of work. The modern day email world is just nuts. Every single email company that is receiving emails has different algorithms, different rules, and it's sometimes it can be a real headache because I didn't get my email and what's wrong? I've been getting it every day for 3 months. Now it doesn't work. It's because your email company changed the rules and now for some reason they're blocking my email. It's this kind of stuff goes on all the time, but I just learn more and more about it. We just fight the good fight and get it done. And a lot of happy traders in the room, similar to Mr. JM there. And thanks again. What we're going to talk about today, there are two really important posts in the Boomerang blog here that are right here under Boomerang Day Trader, boomerangtrader.com, under resources, where I always put the really important new things that we're doing, and I call them enhancements on our method of trading. It's things, new ideas, things that have come up that I've researched really elaborately, and I finally say, okay, this is what you want to use. And one of them is my new development of the volume momentum indicator. I don't want to talk too much about it. I want to show it to you, but I have spent 20 years plus looking for a really good volume indicator that you could use during the day to set up trades and give you indications what to do. To try to do, this is a volume indicator here, for example. We use this every day in the live room, and this shows the 4-period moving average of the volume on mini NASDAQ and certain levels where the volume should sustain above, which is this magenta line. And if they're popping up around and averaging around this green line or holding in this zone, that's pretty decent volume. Dipping below that, I start watching them. You can see as they come into Globex here, the volume just drops off. But they're very steady above that, and then as the market closes, and we're like right now as we come into Globex, starts dropping down here. Don't trade if 118 contacts are trading. You're going to have a very slow, choppy market, and you're going to wish you hadn't traded because it's going to be a waste of time pretty much. Anyway, this is a volume meter, I call it, but a momentum indicator, which we affectionately call Valmo over here. The Valmo has just really been wonderful for a lot of traders, and I'm going to be showing you that a little bit later and how to use it in relation to Boomerang Day Trader, because this is a Boomerang Day Trader training. So I'm going to use that today, and also combining Valmo with what I'm going to show you today from the Boomerang Roadmap, which are two indicators called the price pressure bands. Oh, they're so good. They're really worth everything. I mean, when I put those out and put them in the program, I knew they were good, and I had some experience in developing them, and I knew how wonderful they were. But since I've been using them every day myself, over and over now for about a year or 8 months in the crude oil, prior to that I didn't have these indicators. I can actually check the date. Let's find out when that was. I forget so much of this stuff, roadmap. Okay, that was November of last year. So yeah, it's running very close, just under, well, about 11 months. And like I just mentioned, about 8-9 months ago, I put these out and we started trading crude oil in the room. And I added these. I didn't have it at first, and then I added the price pressure bands and the filter, and it's just been absolutely stunning results. And I'm going to show you how to get those exact results yourself for you. So I'm putting out some things here. Now again, the roadmap with what I'm going to show you, that's almost a year old. I don't put stuff out unless it's really, really good, and the prices are always very, very low. So all we really have is Hyperscalp, which is many years old. We have the roadmap package, which was the last thing, but it took years before I put anything else out other than just Boomerang Day Trader. And I put out the roadmap, as you just saw, that was about just under a year ago. And now I'm putting the volume momentum indicator out. Here it is again, close to a year since I put out the roadmap. So I'm not an indicator salesman. I'm here to help traders, so I get emails every day like I got from Mr. JM there. That's what I like to see. It just really charms my heart to see people getting good results from trading and knowing that you can come and work with me and you're going to make a good contact for getting solid results. That's what we want to see. Now we have a new enhanced method that I introduced in August of this year. So this is just a couple months old, and this is an enhanced method for boomerang entries on reversals using the Cobra, and I'm going to show you that today. And we also have something that's really great here, and I want to show you that. In fact, I'll talk about that later in the session when we wrap up. It's called the 3 key ingredients to successful day trading and developing a trader's mindset. Actually, I'll go into that right now. So just kind of condition us for the next half an hour presentation I'm going to make. And all this is being recorded. You can go over it in detail, watch the recording, and you'll be quite pleased. But let's start with this because it's very. I'm not going to go over the whole article or anything, but this is Traders World, a company that approaches me. Been around a long time. Their owner of the company was once won a trading championship. Brilliant guy, and he developed this magazine. And he's always got a lot of great articles and everything. But he asked me to write articles once in a while, and this one I thought was really important because if you listen to this, you'll understand what I'm trying to make a point here. There are 3 key elements in day trading. If you don't have these, you're going to fail. And we all hear that 90%, 95% of traders lose, and the strong ones come back and they'll blow out 2 accounts, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 4. You know, we all have a tale to tell there. And you keep coming back because you know there's something to this, and you know you want to work at home and trade. You love trading, you love indicators and all that. Here are the 3 absolute key elements you need. It'll save you a lot of trouble if you don't have these. Now I know most of you in here are Boomerang Day Trader owners, or you're members of our site and you've been watching what we're doing for a while, so maybe this is something that'll really resonate because you fit category 1 and 2, I assume. But category 3 is the most important. Number 1, you must have a solid working knowledge of your trading platform and how to execute trades rapidly. You should know how to change orders, cancel replace orders, flatten out your position, apply automatic brackets to be sure you always have a stop in your position. Most of you have that together. I know that we do some training for that here in the room, but mostly Ninja Trader and the other brokerage companies, they all have training videos you can watch on how to do that, how to run your trading. But don't enter trades and get into it if you have any question. Now, what was it I was supposed to do here again? Oh, was I supposed to push that? Or, oh, I want to get out of this trade. Oops, I'm long. I should be short. What do you do in an emergency like that? Always have your phone on, to your cell phone, in case your computer goes down. You ever heard of your computer popping out for some reason? Have you ever heard of power failures in your city? Yep, these things can happen. So always have your cell phone handy. If you got an emergency, you can call the broker and say, account 75891, cancel, flatten me out, please, thank you. Number 2, you will need to trade with a proven, tested, highly accurate, and well-researched day trading system that has a long time track record of success. Well, that just eliminated right there. That's why 90% of the people in the futures trading business lose. That just eliminated 90% of them. Let me repeat that. A proven, tested, highly accurate, well researched day trading system that, in addition to all I just mentioned, has a long time track record of success. Good luck finding one. Fortunately, you're part of our Boomerang Day Trader program. You've already found one. But I'm telling you, I have not found any out there in the industry. Maybe they're out there. Where are they? Why haven't I seen them? Why aren't they running ads? Why aren't they in the various places I go to jointly advertise or put stuff up? Nobody gives you exact crystal clear trades with a crystal clear stop and then has records of those exact trades and stops like we do. If they do, I haven't seen them. So whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't want to say we're the only one in the industry that has that, but I would like to ask, where are they if they're out there? We're the only one, and we're right up front. 90% guaranteed winning trades, setups on the charts. Here's who we are. I don't know. Never cease to amaze me. If you choose, okay, and this is important, you can find one of these rare gems, parentheses, like my Boomerang Day Trader system, or take the harder route of trial and error to develop your own. If you choose this route, just prepared for many years of hard work, frustration, and losses in trying to develop such a system. Oddly, although this second key ingredient is so important, I have found over the last 3 decades of trading and assisting other traders that this vital element, which is mentioned up here, is so often overlooked. I don't know why. Go figure. Why wouldn't that be the first thing? When you buy a car, you want one that's proven, tested, highly accurate, the brakes work, it's got a great record. You've read the Blue Book magazines and the myriad of things on the web, right? Before you bought that car. Oh, but a trading system. No, I got a gut feel. The market's going higher here. I'm going to buy them here. Boom, stopped out. I got a gut feel. This is the top. Boom, stopped out. Why would you not do the same thing you do with a car or anything that you would purchase, but you won't do that with a trading system? I don't know. It blows my mind. Now, here's one that really blows my mind. Number 3, above all, you will need, above all of the above, number 1 and 2, a crystal clear working knowledge of how to develop and maintain a trader's mindset. That's right. This means knowing and understanding fully, not partially, but fully. You have to get into it and study it, how your brain will react to trading business and its ups and downs during your career in this high-risk business. So that's number 3, and that is incredibly important. What I do in this article, you can read it on the blog. This is, your brain does not like what trading does to it. That's a fact. The human brain literally hates what trading does to it because it puts it in a position that it has to do what's called fight or flight. Run like for the hills or stand there and fight. And if you don't have a proven system and you don't know how to trade, how are you going to fight? So the brain, you go in there and you subject it to all these stop outs and high tension situations with your relationship with money and everything, and the brain does like this, it just explodes. It does not like what trading does to it. So you, in a very simple terms, or what I call here a relatively simple solution, you have to train the brain to go from thinking in terms of probability, go from thinking in terms of the brain's going, oh my God, I'm putting on a trade, I've got unlimited risk, I'm going to lose a lot of money, oh this is so scary, to training it to think in terms of probabilities. Well, I'm trading with Boomerang Day Trader, a proven winning system. Odds favor that out of 10 trades, 8 will pan out. The brain relaxes. It can now focus on the things that are essential to win, like the additional tools I'm going to show you in a minute. So you want to move from fear to strength, from a kitten to a lion. And by just clipping this photo out and pasting on your desk, gradually your mind will look at it and you'll start morphing into the one you see in the mirror. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be in a year. It's going to take time. But with skill and practice, taking a look at this picture, you can copy paste it right off the article, put it on your trading desk, watch the results. You'll be amazed. You'll look back at it one day and go, oh yeah, wow, I'm really getting this stuff down. I'm making a steady living, like our friend Mr. JM, who I just showed you his endorsement today. The nervous element of trading is never going to go away. And just in closing, I've put all kinds of resources here where you can read a collection of quotes from Mark Douglas, a very well-known uh, original, really like the founder of introducing to the trading community in the 1980s. His books on mindset thinking and trader mindset development. This is a series of quotes from here. If you just can't bring yourself to buy the book for $6, $7 on Amazon used, which I highly recommend you do, you can just start with this quote here for free. List all the quotes here, excellent quotes, and follow up here. And I'm also listing other experts. Now, again, Mark Douglas joined me at this large seminar I had here in Boca Raton, Florida. He just knocked the traders out. He was there. He's since passed away, and we miss him dearly, but he was great. He came to my seminar. The traders just loved him. And we also had Adrienne Tograi come to our seminar too and give a presentation. It was a live seminar, and she came, and she was great too. Adrienne's very well known in the industry for her work in the trading mindset field. And where the heck's her link? Anyway, I have it here. You can reach out to her also for coaching and training. It's here in the article. Somehow I just passed it by here. Working with excellent trading mindset coaches. And then don't forget to read for free. My Day Trader's Action site has Working with Trading Affirmations. It's got a whole library of trading affirmations. If you read those every day and study them while you're learning Boomerang, you'll do well. Now, just a little side note for those of you who might think, yeah, come on, Mohan, all the psycho mumble jumble, get on with the trading. Guess what? You need this training more than anybody else here in the room if you're thinking that. You need it the most. You got to understand, you have a brain, right? You're using that to trade, right? How well do you understand the brain in relation to what trading does to it? Okay? It's just like any other tool. You got to know how to use it. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching that. You can locate that article on my site here under the blog section. Right there, right at the top of currently at the top of the blog section, you can find that exact article there. So thanks again for listening here. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you right now. We're going to start moving at a little bit hyper speed. Don't mind. We've got to do it because I got to get this done in the next about 15-20 minutes so we can move on and go to your questions that you might have about what we talked about today. And keep in mind, again, this will be recorded, so tomorrow, if you want, tomorrow night I'll have it up there. It'll take me a little while. Just got a myriad of things I got to get done, and we got our daily room every day. So, but you can watch this all in its entirety again. Here's the thing. Most of you know, I'll just give you an example. This is a crude oil chart. We trade it every day in the live room, and we track all the exact setups so that all of our traders who are in the room using Boomerang are always in sync. It's totally worth $149 a month. That's like one trade on one contract per month to stay in sync every day with the 3 to 5 to sometimes as much as 8 setups that occur on crude oil. So it's well worth the highly reduced, 40% reduced room fee that I just developed a few weeks ago to help traders get all this stuff organized so I can get more emails like I got from Mr. JM. That's what I like. I like seeing those. Those are great. We want everybody to be successful as possible. So from Boomerang, let me show you first of all. Most of you in the room know we look for a sell. In this case, this is a sell channel opening up here, and the first thing we do is we watch for the candle to close. Here's the steps. Step 1, a sell channel opens up. We look down here at the tick meter, watch it count down to 0, and a new candle is formed. And then what we do is we watch for the prices. This is the rule if you're not using my price pressure bands, to go down and tap the Bollinger Band. That's this white line here, this thick white line. Now the price pressure bands are something I developed from a lot of research, which shows this thin dash line. It may look simple, but it took me years to really get this exactly right and to have it prove out in live trading. That's the real secret. Any indicator can look good on a still chart that you're just looking at and trying to develop, but when you start testing it in sim and then you go to live trading, it's a whole other world. So the price pressure bands, what we do for this, and you can purchase these as part of the Boomerang Roadmap package. It's only $295, and there are 2 hours of instruction. It's not just these 2 indicators. There are 6 indicators and 2 hours of instruction on how to read the map like a book. You read the market like a book every day, just like having a map as opposed to saying, well, I'm going to take a vacation to Hawaii. Really? What airline are you going to take? How are you going to get there? What hotel do you want to stay in? Where are you going to go when you get there? Which island are you going to go on? Which is the most beautiful island? Which is the most beautiful spot on the most beautiful island? Well, then you get there and you rent your car. You got to have a road map, right? You got to know how to get to that beautiful spot because it's probably a little off the beaten path. You with me so far? And what if you said, oh, that's okay. I'll just pick an airline and I'll just head over there, and when I get there I'll figure out where I'm going to stay. And trust me, it's a complete and utter waste of time. Hotels are booked. You'll never find those secret spots without the map. You got to rent the car. You got to get the right car. A lot of the times you go to Hawaii, oops, picked the wrong time. All the rental cars are gone, or there's very few. You see my point. I'm trying to make a point. Um, Trading the markets without a roadmap, like the Boomerang roadmap, is just another exercise in futility. Of course, if you have Boomerang Day Trader, it works so well that even if you kind of, it's like those books, how to fix your computer for dummies, stuff like that. Well, Boomerang is like trading for dummies. If you get Boomerang and you just follow the simple rules, you'll still do very well. That's not even a problem. You'll do well. But why not go all the way? Why not go pro and really learn more about the market, how to read the market, use the stuff in the instructional 2 hours of videos I have on there, along with my 6 additional enhanced indicators. Well, once you own that package, you can pull out what I call the filter, the Boomerang filter, and the price pressure bands. Now the filter, I deliberately thinned out the lines here because I didn't want you to see it and then go, oh my God, there's so many lines on there. Trust me, it's not a problem. Every single color and dot and line that you see here has extreme value. There's nothing wasted on here. Extreme value. So what I've done, and I can see now that I'm going to have to redo this, but that's okay. All I got to do is go over to my template and load the chart, and it'll thicken those lines up. I thinned them out so that you wouldn't think there was too many lines in there. That's a little confession, but I'm going to open it up right now, and now you see the exact same chart, only with thicker filter lines, this orange line and this brownish white line. So what I'd like you to do is, first of all, in terms of the enhanced method, let me explain that to you first. And again, that's explained in detail. So once you watch this and learn this, it's very simple to understand. But if for any reason you don't, just go to the blog, go to the resource section, new enhanced method, and it explains it all right here in this video, and you'll have a copy of this to play back as well. Okay, just keep that in mind. We got you covered on all the bases there. All the enhanced method says is that if the market's making a run and the Cobra crosses over. Now the normal rule for Boomerang, as you know, is the dynamic trend bands crossing over, being within a point and a half on the spread was an older rule, but that's still valid. crossing over or matching colors, and you buy a pullback signal line. Very simple. You pull the signal line is this thin dashed line running through here, and these dots are pullbacks to the signal line. Well, what the enhanced method does is it says if you have the cobra crossing the dynamic trend band number 2, which is flattening, you can take that as long as the two colors are matching, which in most cases they will, and especially if you see the cobra crossing this orange filter line. But just forget that for now because you may not have the boomerang filter. But the enhanced method says as long as this is crossing the flattening, which is right about here in this candle, the flattening dynamic trend number 2, it's okay in a new buy channel, for example, here to buy a pullback signal line, which is right here. So 50.71 leaps up to 50.82 for 10 ticks. On crude oil, we scalp 8 to 10 ticks. Not 8, not 10, 8 to 10. You want to watch some prices jam up into that zone, that 8 to 10 zone, and hit your exit button. That's how we scalp them. Don't use limit orders and don't do stuff like that. You'll sometimes miss it by a tick, and then the trade falls the other way, and you woulda, shoulda, coulda got them. The way you solve that is by using the good old handy chart trader. When they ramp up, you get long here at 71. When they go up to the 80, you're long here, for example, at 72. When it ramps up to the 80 to 82 zone, and you can see this is 81 up here, you hit your exit button. And there's going to be a little slippage, but it doesn't matter. You're just in there picking up $80 to $100 bills all day, or at least during the time we trade or we watch for trade setups is from 8:45 New York time, and usually starts getting past 1:30, you pretty much want to back off. Although trade setups can still occur, it can get pretty erratic. In fact, I'll give you a class example. Today, here's what happened into the closing period. Here's 10:30, which is 1:30 my time, or 10:30 my time, 1:30, and you can see that that's not uncommon. There's still setups. But up till that time, watch out. They may get a little slippery, may get a little choppy. Market's tired. It's been going all night, and you want to get out. That averages out to what I've seen in the last 8 months, 9 months. And I have to say, right after the Trump train left the station in November of last year, and he won the nomination, wasn't officially put in office yet, but won that. God knows why, but crude oil, which was averaging 6 to 12 trade setups a day, dropped down from 3 to 6 as an average. Currently, it's about 3 to 8, 3 to 7. I can't explain it. I have no idea why. The price didn't drop or anything. The stock market obviously took off like a rocket ship and still keeps going. Of course, that's another issue. But it's just, I don't know. But 3 to 6 setups a day, that's a lot of cash. 300 to 600 bucks, that's nice. And we use it as a supplement for our mini NAS trading. If we're not busy in NAS, we'll go over to crude oil and take a live trade. But the setups are there. You can trade them both. You can deploy a family member or a friend. You can party it up and team up, and you tell them, I'll handle NAS today, you handle the crude oil. So you're members of the room, you can do that. But anyway, so on Boomerang now, adding the filter. The filter is this brownish colored line and this orange line. The lead line is this white brownish line. So when we see, this is going to front run the dynamic trend band crossovers in most cases. So when you see the whitish brown line cross under the orange line, and you see the orange line kind of scoop over the prices, sort of forms like a little umbrella, or on the downside it forms like a little scooping umbrella on the downside. The idea is it's so valuable because it's easily worth the price of the roadmap alone, because it's used to front run and get a reading that, okay, you can see it actually front ran the sell channel here. It's sloping downward. Prices and everything have fallen under the orange line, and now prices are starting to take off. Then you get that final confirmation with the Cobra crossing under the DTB number 2, or matching colors of dynamic trend band. Here's your short here at 86, and down they go. Now another thing that's part of the Boomerang roadmap is the price pressure bands. Here's the tap on the Bollinger Band, but here's the price pressure bands opening on this candle. So that pullback signal line with those price pressure bands opening is dynamite, because it shows you there's a lot of pressure to bring that price down if they cross under here, and obviously on the upside if they cross over on the upside like here. Remember this trade I just showed you a second ago where the Cobra crossed here? You had a buy thing here, buy channel that closed. Look at that. See the price pressure bands crossing over, and up they go. So it's really a valuable tool in so many ways. Plus you can monitor the Cobra crossing over the orange filter line, which is that scooping line, because if you're not quite sure the dynamic trend band number 2 is flat enough or whatever, you get that crossover of the orange line, and that's extra confirmation. It's worth its weight in gold. It's worth trillions of dollars. You know what I mean. It's worth a lot. And up they go. Similarly here. Here the price pressure bands are, this is a second level trade. Those of you who know Boomerang know, here's the dynamic trend bands crossing over. Here's a pullback with a counter arrow. You got to have the counter arrow close and print the arrow on there. Whether it has dots or not isn't that important. But you have to have that to set up a second level trade. Then if there's a new counter buy channel leading back into this trend that got established, you take the first pullback, the signal line, and you don't require a tap in the Bollinger Band or the price pressure bands open. But boy, is it nice when you get long here and you see those open and you see prices jump up and pull back, but you see, well, the price pressure bands are open. I don't have to worry. And you can see how the prices ran up and the price pressure bands stayed open all the way up to the exact top here. They closed, prices dropped off, and then it went a little bit more choppy. They opened up here again, prices ran up. How valuable is that information? This alone, when they closed and you're trying to hang on for a bigger move and this closes, you better get out, because that's all, that move is going to either just chop around in a flat level or probably pull back. You see what I mean? So right there, the filter and the price pressure bands are extremely valuable. Now I haven't even showed you the best part of the filter. Now that is an excellent part, because it's doing what? Number one, here's a crossover. It's front running the dynamic trend bands. It lets you, it's like a second warning, and you want that in trading. Okay, I got the buy channel opening, and then you say the price pressure bands are open, and I got the filter crossing over. Now the dynamic trend bands haven't matched them, but then you say, but I have the Cobra crossing over the dynamic trend band number 2, and you go, well, I'm still a little leery about this trade. Then the Cobra crosses the orange filter line, which is again another part, and you got a lot of confidence in this trade, at least jumping up and giving you your 10 ticks, which it did, 8 to 10 ticks. So that's how that works. Again, you can watch my in-depth video on the enhanced method here, and you can watch a video on the on this one. You can watch for the price pressure bands and also for the filter, but I have another previous webinar I did on that exactly. So there's always a lot of information, and of course you can always email me anytime and I'd be glad to show you. My advice if you emailed me would be, here's how it works, this, that, reference this video. Best thing, jump in our live trading room and trade crude oil with us every day and see it in action. See over and over and over, we see this in action, and I train traders how to use it. So that's the essence of what I wanted to talk to you about today. It wasn't that much, but it was a lot. But I know that you can absorb a lot and understand a lot of this, and that's what we aim to assist you in doing. So that basically summarizes what I wanted to talk about today, and I really want to thank you for joining with us, and uh, that'll complete the webinar training for today.